All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our called meeting for November 20th, 2023, 6 p.m. It's currently 6:05. We'll bring this meeting to order. If you would, keep in standard with protocol, Commissioner Thompson, will you say a prayer for us?
Sure. Let us all bow our heads. We're going to repeat the Lord's Prayer, or I can just do it. The one that he asked his disciples to say. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on with our agenda item. One agenda item is the GEFA Lead Service Line Inventory Loan Grant.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The purpose of the meeting and the project that what you have before you is for the Utility Commission to consider the execution of a loan application for a Georgia Environmental Finance Authority GEFA project. I can give you the project number, but I don't know what the project is.
It's the lead and copper rule. It's for the inventory of the lead and copper rule. It's basically to pay for to get our inventory done, which is says what type of material each line is made in the ground on our water mains, to our water meters, and from our water meters to the house. And it is actually putting the utility companies in charge of the line that goes all the way to the different buildings. And this is determining what that's made of, to also determine how many of those have to be changed and on a schedule. And this money was put out there as a GEFA loan with $150,000 loan forgiveness. So when it's said and done, if all the paperwork is done, it's $150,000 because that's the total amount of the loan.
Right. So that is the loan amount, and you're having a special meeting to consider it because I think GEFA needs to have it back by like December 5th or something like that.
First.
Yeah, December 1st. The loan is for $150,000. It's actually it could be a forgivable loan if you draw down all the money, and I expect that you're going to draw down the full amount. So you may wind up not having to pay it back at all. The interest rate is 0%. And it's very similar to the GEFA loans that you've had before. The paperwork is almost exactly the same. The only thing different is the number. It requires that administratively your operations folks set up accounts to pay back the principal in the event that you have to pay it back. There are no origination fees or anything like that. Those are all waived because you're a governmental entity. So it is $150,000. It's potentially forgivable, and you have to, one of the things you need to do tonight is pass a resolution authorizing the application for the loan and also designating who will be the authorized signers with regard to the documents that need to be signed. Is there any question that you have? I can read you the resolution since you don't have it, if you'd like me to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the resolution is prepared by GEFA. So at a duly called meeting of the governing body of the borrower, that the Utility Commission identified above, held on this date, the following resolution was introduced and adopted. Whereas the governing body of the borrower has determined to borrow but not to exceed $150,000 from the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund administered by Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, the lender, to finance a portion of the cost of acquiring, constructing, and installing the environmental facilities described in Exhibit A, what the general manager described, to the hereinafter defined loan agreement, the project, pursuant to the terms of a loan agreement between the borrower and the lender, the form of which has been presented to this meeting And whereas the borrower's obligation to repay the loan made pursuant to the loan agreement will be evidenced by a promissory note, you'll have to execute a promissory note of the borrower, the form of which has been presented to this meeting. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the borrower that the forms, terms, and conditions, and the execution, delivery, and performance of the loan agreement and the note are hereby approved and authorized. Be it further resolved by the governing body of the borrower that the terms of the loan agreement and the note, including the interest rate provisions which shall be as provided in the note, are in the best interest of the borrower for the financing of the project, and the governing body of the borrower designates and authorizes the following persons to execute and deliver to attest, respectively, the loan agreement, the note, and any related documents necessary to the consummation of the transactions contemplated by the loan agreement. And so you would, there would be a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing whoever you want to authorize. I imagine it'll be generally it's the chairman and the general manager. Is that?
Normally, yes.
Authorizing the chairman and the general manager to execute the agreements to facilitate the processing of the loan application and all of the documents related to the project.
So there were only two that needs to, a signature? Can't be a third one?
Yes, ma'am. The resolution provides for two people.
Two people.
Just only two people.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Jones?
Is there a commitment for matching funds on behalf of the utility, or just straight out $150,000 loan from GFA?
It's a straight out loan. There's no provision for matching.
Okay.
And what's our deadline?
Well, they need, the GFA is saying they need the documents back by the
December
1st.
1st.
But in terms of the project,
Yes.
and actually the loan documents say you have 20 years to pay it back. But the anticipation is that you're going to draw down all the funds, and you're going to use the funds and be in a position for, hopefully for GFA to forgive the principal of the debt. Anyway, I think the project is, and the documents say going through 2025.
We have 1 year to
Yeah.
finish our inventory.
Once you start, yeah. Mhm.
150,000 will go pretty fast.
Yes.
Right.
What about the documents for December 1st? Do we have all that in place?
We have all,
Yeah, so everything that you need to execute and send back to them, you have tonight to be signed and sent, and to be executed and sent back to them.
Okay.
and we just received these on Thursday. So we were given a very quick turnaround deadline.
So
That's
this
how
is
the
all just
government
pertaining
works.
to the water,
We can get it for them.
Excuse me, sir?
this is all pertaining to the water service lines, right?
Yes.
Whether it be the main service down to the small service line going to
All
the
of them, yes.
residential or commercial, right?
Yes.
Do we have any idea what we have as far as, before we go into inventory, do we have
We have been noting it for the past couple of years, and we've been putting it into our GIS system.
So we got a good bit of it already done then, huh?
Yes. And this is something that, the money doesn't go to us, it goes to a contractor would be doing the work. So we'd be paying a contractor to do it. And one of the big things about that is potholing is going to have to be done in some of the older neighborhoods. And we wouldn't want our crews going into people's yards and having to dig some potholes, because no one's going to like that. And it's best to have that done by a third party.
Okay, the third party will be identified, and also our customers will be notified that,
ESG Engineering is the one that applied for the loan for us, and they would be taking care of the inventory and contracting it out.
I just want, we have some folks that, who are a little senior to me and live alone. and-
We've already talked about putting it on the back of the bills, putting it on the website, putting it on Facebook, and trying to get it out all over so that everybody knows.
and that's my clarification. Any other questions for Mr. Jones while he's up there? Okay, in reference to this GFA loan, I'm looking for a motion to adopt the resolution and application, authorize the GM and the chairman to execute the loan application.
I move that we accept the resolution as read with the chairman and general manager signing.
The loan application and all documents related to the project.
And all documents related, all right. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second. All those in favor by show of hands? What say you on the phone?
Commissioner Jones?
Approved from myself as well.
Okay. Approved from Mr. Dickey and Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones, are you
In agreement?
yea or nay? Do you approve the resolution to go ahead?
I'm in favor, yes, sir.
In favor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you have everything on the vote. Okay, that was the only specific item this meeting was called for. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion second? Second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor by show of hands, adjournment. All right, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.